Hey, this is Nick, aka The Weiler, here for the Deadly Operative Grunt Show.
The Deadly Operative Grunt Show. Oh, yeah.
Hey, thank you for joining us today on the Deadly Operative Grunt Show. Later on, we're going to be talking about Lemony Snicket's Series of Unfortunate Events, the new series on Netflix with Neil Patrick Harris, and also kind of Neil versus Jim. And for the first time ever, we're going to have our Noble Mobiles, so we're talking about Mario Run and Star Wars Force Arena. But first, it's time for our post-week news. Alright, last week we got a couple of really good trailers and one not so good. So first off, we have a new Logan trailer. Looks really cool. The thing I like about it the most is that it establishes in the trailer itself that it's actually not really a part of the rest of the films. It's going to act as its own canon. It's going to act as its own movie. And I really like that because they did that with the comic book. Ooh, we got an X-Men fan here. And so, yeah, some of this happened, but just not in the same way. And so I really like that because now we can just enjoy the Logan movie for itself. We don't have to worry about where does this fit in? Is this Days of Future Past? Is this Apocalypse? Is this X-Men 3 Last Stand? We don't have to worry about that. We can just enjoy the movie. So I'm really excited about that. In Netflix news or trailers, we have Santa Clarita Diet. This actually looks really cool because it's kind of like a mix between Dexter and Warm Bodies. Basically, Drew Barrymore turns into a zombie. She's still alive, she's still cognitive or whatever, so they decide to start killing people, obviously bad people, in order to keep her fed and keep her sane, because obviously she doesn't want to go mad and kill her family. And I think the thing I like about this the most is just its premise, and it looks really fun. The trailer itself starts off with them digging a grave out in the middle of the desert, and Drew Barrymore is just going on and on about how she looked at this one house and it was like really cool and it had these like nice curtains or I don't know. And so like they've gotten so accumulated to killing people that it just like, it was just kind of hilarious. And the rest of the trailer just kind of followed suit and it looks really cool. So if you haven't seen it, we're going to put in a link in the description below. And then we got a trailer for the Power... Sorry. We got a trailer for the Power... Sorry. I did the same thing with Ghostbusters. I eventually got over it. We actually have live footage of me reacting to seeing the trailer. So let's go ahead and roll that right now. I'm still getting sympathy from watching my own footage. Anyways, I didn't really like it. I mean, if you like it, that's totally cool, and I'm totally glad for that, but for me, it's just a big CGI fest, and I didn't really like what I saw. But I'd like to see, how many of you liked it out there. I mean, did you like it? who knows? Maybe you've been in a coma and you haven't seen movies lately. I mean, we even have our own team member here, Kevin, that likes it. And it's like, you know what? That's totally cool. It's not for me. I don't really want to see it at all. In gaming news, we have Strafe, which is kind of like an old Quake, back in the old days, shooter, and they're saying it's going to be out on March 28th. So it looks really cool. Unfortunately, I really hope it is up to the task of going against Mass Effect, because Mass Effect comes out on the 21st, and even though it's an indie game and it's only going to be coming out on like the PSN or whatever, you know, it just seems like a really weird place to put it, because you only have 7 days to finish Mass Effect, and then you're going to go right on to Strafe. I don't know. I have hopes for it, because, I mean, I like nostalgia games for nostalgic sake, but hopefully it holds up on its own. I really think this is going to be one of those games where the review for it is going to have to come out first before really anybody buys it. I mean, there's going to be your hardcore fans who've maybe been following this from the very beginning, but, you know, I hope they do good. Rocket League is starting up their new season in April. I actually recently started watching Rocket League as an esport, and it's actually really interesting. I like their format. They set it up almost like a professional game of like NBA and stuff. If you look at the thumbnail, it actually have like the logo versus the logo. And I really like it, and just the amount of flippity flops and up in the aerials and twisting around and somehow getting the ball to actually go into the thing is really cool to watch. I'll maybe get there if I played like nonstop for 100 hours, but it's kind of like Call of Duty. I enjoy watching Call of Duty tournaments, but I can never do that type of stuff myself, so it's actually kind of fun to watch just for that. So James Cameron wants to reboot the Terminator series, and he's going to get Tim Miller to direct it. So this should be pretty cool. He did an awesome job with the Deadpool movie, and unfortunately he's not on the Deadpool 2 movie, so maybe he can bring some of the same flair that you had in Deadpool over Terminator, and I think it'll make it a really good entry into the film franchise. And especially if it's a reboot, maybe you can make it different enough so that, you know, people like me who are extremely nostalgic about the originals, you know, hopefully it's different enough where I'm not going to be too picky and, oh, well, they messed this up, they messed this up. As long as it's a reboot, then as long as they don't make too much the same, that's going to be detriment. If that's going to be to its detriment, is making too much the same. So, I mean, I'm hopeful. Tim Miller is super awesome. Speaking of awesome directors, Guillermo del Toro is on Twitter talking about Hellboy 3. And obviously, he tweeted out something like, you know, hey, would you like to see a Hellboy 3? And obviously, everybody who's a fan said, hell yeah. I mean, there's 3 things we want from you, Del Toro. There's a video game, Hellboy 3, Pacific Rim 2. Then you can die. We permit you to die, okay? So that's it for the post-week news. In our local D.O.G news, we're going to be starting a giveaway. So let's get our videos up to 50 likes. And the first one to get up to 50 likes, we're going to give away $50 on a Visa card. And so let's get that up to 50 likes. Let's get the word out there about an Idaho YouTube channel, a Northwestern YouTube channel. And, you know, we're doing our best, and we want to make more content for you, and we just want to spread our word. So help us do that. Get us 50 likes, and somebody's getting $50. So now we're going to have our very first ever Noble Mobiles, and we're going to talk about 2 mobile games. So let's bring on Kevin.